What's up, y'all? So finishing up my 2023 year. Honestly, I guess a self-evaluation. I really tried to do a little bit better with the YouTube, getting content out more religiously. I feel like I did an okay job. Started really in July, and I want to do a better job into 2024. And recording this in 2024, I'm already a little behind. So it is what it is. It's just been really busy lately at work, which has been some of my editing time and downtimes, and we've been filling up that downtime a lot lately. A lot of extra training going on with some changes on my truck or in the future with my truck and some other trucks at my station and whatnot. So, getting stuff done when I can is about all I've got. Check it, my two deer on either side. I like it. But so this last week was kind of like culminating a 2-month off season kind of phase where this last week after Christmas and around the holidays, it gets all kinds of weird with schedules and stuff like that. I worked 48 hours of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So that was to take advantage of some extra pay. And I was at Firehouse for that stuff. Got to work in fire, 3 for 3. 3 Christmases I've worked, 3 working fires. But this last week kind of turned into a little bit of Strongman week. Kind of have a little fun with some of that Strongman stuff. It's not really normally programmed. Find out that I'm super weak in that stuff since I don't do it all the time. And dabbled in a little throwing and some little things not go so well. So we'll cover it all in the voiceover in the video. This isn't everything, and I've cut out some of the normal fluff and buff, blah, 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 bodybuilding type exercise. I've cut a little bit of that out, and I've got some other questions that have popped up now that I'm in mid-January actually recording this and getting this footage out. I'm behind, so I'm going to try to keep catching up, putting out more than once a week or maybe twice, 3 times a week here, trying to catch up with some of these other videos and got some different ideas. And I have some Q&A stuff that I want to kind of put together. So let's go through this last week of 2023 and how things went. So I actually messed up and should have included this entire footage in last week's footage, December week 3. But, hey, you mess up sometimes. So this is honestly one of my best training days of the entire year, honestly. It's going to be a fun one. So started off not super warm, but not super cold, able to get out and survive in just shorts with the sweatshirt. But we had some heavyweight for distance. I think I hit 12 one-turns here and then 12 wobs with the 49 pound. I hadn't touched the heavyweight much, so just kind of coming out, hitting some one-turns since that's been my flair. And they're just not very good. I do a lot better in the full throws about gaining momentum from the first to the second throw. But all in all, not too terrible without touching it. I guess I'll be happy with that. As I got warmed up, kind of threw a little bit harder, threw more and more, kind of started pushing it a little bit more. Still, obviously, early season. Take what you see with a grain of salt with some things. You're like, oh, well, he does this and this foot lands this way. Not going to be 100% being the first time I'm touching it all off season, really. Goal is just get out and throw it. And now I just was kind of worried about getting to lifting, so I didn't care so much about setting up a wob tower on this. This is with a 49, and I've just been trying to get lots of pulls in, whether it's a sandbag inside, whether it's the 49. I just don't have a love for wob. I just don't do it. I just don't love it. It's not my best event, so trying to find fun with the 49, trying to enjoy it. And it was very up and down on this day, I guess, with how it felt. Once again, it's just trying to go off a feel. Obviously, there's no bar there for me. I didn't set one up today. I probably should, if I'm just going to go off a feel, set a bar, even if it's a low, just so I'm getting the right trajectory, which I should know if it goes up and comes down behind me enough and don't leave them out front. But after this, we got into power snatch and cleans for wrapping up the year. Kind of been doing hang power snatches and been doing all kinds of different snatches, and I've decided to work up with the clean. And with the hangs and the block snatches, I decided to go to the floor to kind of just get a baseline, I guess. Worked up to 110 kilos or 242 pounds. You'll see here in a second. This is 105 here. Missed 113 and there's a miss at 105, which is a very weird feeling. So I came back and hit it real quick. I think we went to 108. Okay, we go to 110. Definitely some things aren't perfect with the technique here. And then I didn't show video. I missed 113 and then said YOLO, go to 115 because it wasn't that far off. And then move on to cleans. And after snatches, they weren't feeling amazing here at one time. I was like, oh, this is going to be rough. But this is a set that it clicked. And I cleaned 130 and it felt super easy. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, there it was. So I'm going for 140. I'll be quiet when we get to 160. Oh, secret. So I was by myself in the gym, and intensity got up, got hyped in those cleans as I knew that it was possible that 160 was going to fall, which that is the 5th ever time I've ever cleaned that, which is 352 pounds. So I obviously missed recording 150 out of the hype. I think I remember this now. But what you're seeing here is the next day, starting on Christmas Eve, getting out and getting some throwing in before it got too dark. I hit these stand throws with the 25. This is a 25-pound sand ball or slam ball. Been hitting a lot of those, and then so I kind of sped through those, and then I went with some different angles here on the MSAs, the Modified South Africans, to see what's going on, see if I see anything different with the different angles. Giving you a little viewer fun from different angles, but just trying to get back to used to doing it. When I throw this once a week is when it seems to go best. There's a few things that I'm working on, trying different cues, hey, do I turn my hips this way? Do I push more linear out the back? Or do I turn my feet in the back? Do I wind up as much in the back? Trying a lot of those different things. If you notice, they mostly all look the same. It is some small tweaks, and I hit some different ones later in the week, but took a good handful of throws, as it was 15 of those stand throws and I think 12 or so MSAs. This ended up being an all-out throws practice on Christmas Eve. And then we move into sheaf here in a minute. In these throws, nothing to write home about, but sheaf, I did bottoms up. We did 10, and so I worked 5 each side. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to switch hands here. My right hand in the forks, which is what you just saw, the right hand feels more powerful, but it's not consistent because I've always, for 13 years, 14 years, however long it's been, I've thrown left hand in the forks. But with my left quad injury, it just seems like maybe I can generate more power off the other side. But you'll see still like my natural throw with my left hand is my head falls off to the opposite side. And it doesn't really do that with the right. So I'm trying to figure that out. Figure out how can I break this habit? See how that head leans to my right side at the throw, and then watch here, it doesn't really lean to the left as hard. It does a little bit. And so, still trying to figure that out. It's not going to hurt as long as I don't stab myself in the leg throwing the opposite way. And then I actually ended up, and I'll sped it up here in the end. We did some hammer winds, and I keep messing up and I keep grabbing the wrong hammer, but this is 17.5-pound hammer. So just throwing a 5 on a 12-pound hammer, 5 on a 12-pound hammer. I did 25 winds each direction, 2 sets of each, so lots, 100 total winds. Trying to do something different with the high volume winds. It's just specific strength work really more than anything. Christmas Day, bodybuilding, fluff and stuff like that, so you don't see a lot. I'm not videoing that. And here was the day after I started some strongman training. This was like I told you in the little intro. Worked up to a yoke of 535 and then farmers of 215 per hand. So farmers down and then come back, carry the yoke, and then the opposite would be yoke, run back and bring the farmers back. I think I included both of those. Big Chris Chambly, shout out Chris, was hanging out, root me on and whatnot. So something different, definitely beat the body up a little different. The same day I also did sandbag to shoulder. You'll see that in a minute. Worked up to the 250-pound sandbag to the shoulder and finished with Tabatas. So I wanted to mention this. Starting on Christmas Eve, I committed to doing some sort of cardio daily. I'm trying to look good. That's really what it is. Yes, cardio is important. So here's the sandbags. I'm not going to lie. There's body image stuff there that I want to work on. And that is, I want to look good when I go to Jamaica for my anniversary with my wife. And that is at the end of March. So cardio every day. Do not miss, no matter what. 30-minute walk counts, or I'm doing interval trainings. Interval will be around 10 to 12 to 20 minutes at most. So here I did Tabatas with the ski erg, rested a few minutes, and then did a 4-minute Tabata on the Echo bike. Really smoked at the end of this. So throwing intervals in, this interval high intensity stuff about once a week. But a lot of them are walks in the sand with a vest on, just walking. I've done an hour walk. I've done 40 minutes, 45. Just getting out and walking. Wednesday the 27th, we had one of the first super high, or not even super high, one of the higher stair climbs at work with the hose packs up to 15 floors, which smoked me, which I counted as my workout for the day. And then move on to this day. And this is something I haven't been videoing a lot, and I'll get one here in the future. I do some bounces and some jumps, some like kind of sprint training work, like taking some stuff I've done for the past, adding in some jumping as a warm-up, and some broad jumps or vertical jumps, something like that, and then moved into log on this day. This is on Thursday the 28th. Log and the circus dumbbell, things I don't touch often ever, really. Let's be real. I just wanted to have fun and feel them out. So log, I worked up to 240 pounds and missed 260 is what you saw. Circus dumbbell, 110 per hand. I was having some problems. I've had this pain in the front of my right shoulder lately. And you can, I don't know if I cut it out of the video. I was talking with Julian there as he was doing this with me. I'm way stronger for more, but it just didn't feel good in my right shoulder more than anything. My left is just more unstable because it's not as strong. And just awkward, really, because never do it. I did some other BS that day. And the low back was a little pissy altogether going into that. And I don't know if it was from the stairs the day previous or whatnot. Next day is Friday the 29th at the firehouse. We got 4 sets of 5 here of these med ball throws with the 25-pounder. 4 sets of 5 and then 15 MSAs, which we have a good chunk of those in here. And I deleted a bunch of those. Now, what you'll see with some of these MSAs is once I get started, this is a day that I really tweak some stuff as well. So 15 throws. Notice my back foot here is turned out to the side. So I was trying that to be a little bit more wrapped around the back and seeing how I felt with it. I'm not getting all the way around. So that's one thing that I eventually said, oh, I need to work on some non-reverses. I'm jumping too much at my finish, and that's pretty common. But I'm jumping too much at my finish, and I'm not getting around. So I was trying some different things in terms of getting around, how I'm driving out of the back. Played with the foot placement and kind of ended up back at the old standard with both feet facing forwards. Also trying to work on my arm angle, my left arm. I kind of drop it, so I'm trying to force myself to keep it a little higher so my shoulders stay more square and my body stays in like a powerful position. So we'll finish up these MSAs and we'll talk about the last training day of the year, really, and that is the 30th, Saturday, December 30th. Going out to finish my challenge I threw out, which I haven't mentioned at all, and that is the light hammer, no blades, and the lightweight for distance, 1 turn. So that's what I went out to do on the last day of the year. Go out. I hadn't thrown either as much as I'd like. I probably wish I would have thrown hammer more than I'd thrown the lightweight. I feel like I'd thrown the weight a little bit more, or even thrown the sandbag at the firehouse. So did not forget about the challenge. I just haven't posted about it. Oh yeah, and that throw you just watched, they don't all go good. This is what happens sometimes. So you don't see all the PRs, you don't see all the good throws. Sometimes you see some bad ones. And like these, you're seeing a front angle because it was cold out. I had the bay doors closed. You don't see the back angle, so you don't see how far they go. So here's the light hammer. This day, it was cold as all get up. Pretty dang cold. But genius, put my tacky in the microwave at the gym, which gave me a little bit of tacky. It worked. So I might have to start doing that before I go to games, is throw my tacky in a microwave before I go for the day to kind of loosen it up. I expected these to go better than they did. I think I finished, and I did. I finished with a 102.5. So 100 foot 2 inches and a half. Or 102 and 6 inches is what I finished up with. Jeez, I can't talk. So they actually felt a lot better than they were going. I was kind of excited to feel how good they felt. It was kind of good tacky. Watching back the video, things still look slow. And I think body weight still matters in this, like being able to counter. I'm not the biggest, but I'm not the smallest. Just, how about this? I suck with no blades. I haven't done it in forever. Literally forever. I've always thrown with blades. I feel like I get a lot of counter, and I throw a lot better without them. Am I going to keep some of this in? Probably. Maybe some warm-ups or maybe an off day of hammer. Do no blade hammer. See if it carries over. See how it feels. And some of these felt really good. It just wasn't all there. And then we went to lightweight, and I tweaked my back. So on my third throw, it was kind of warming up, taking it easy with the lightweights. Here you go. I'm almost done with the video. And you'll see the fourth, I just kind of literally don't throw it. But really pissed here. Low back obviously was a little shitty earlier in the week. And then I was feeling fine. I threw hammer, felt great. I was really excited to throw lightweight. Still nice and easy here. Third throw was very nice and easy. I even kind of was like, oh, that was a good throw. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just tweak my back? So it felt really good, and I was like, wait a minute. Here's where you see my face. Yeah, in disgust. I'm like, I just tweaked my back. So here's the last throw. This is going to end the video, and it is what it is. back to the drawing board, figure things out, rehab it. Still question how I'm throwing here, what I'm going to do. So my challenge, I'll do another video putting together my full challenge and what I learned from it, what I think I'll take away from it, and what we'll do going forward. Thanks for getting to this point, and fuck it.